Jaya Giri Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Yashodananda, Jaya Jaya Madhav, Yamunati Ramani Chari, Sundari, Jaya Yamunati Ramani Chari, Sundari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, 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 Jagannath, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Gaurani 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 Jai Bhagwan, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Bhagwan, Shri Prabhupada, Jai Bhagwan, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Bhagwan, Shri Pati Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Bhagwan, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, welcome devotees for this Srimad Bhagavatam's class on Zoom platform Iskcon Seshadripuram. So today we'll be discussing the verses of slokas of 16 to 20. Five slokas, they are like not much purport. So that's why. Five slokas, 16 to 20 of first chapter of fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will discuss that shortly. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुनिरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदाम्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं श्रीजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वभौतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदं सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितं तं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी शिवानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रील गोपाल की जय आई एम प्रोजेक्टिंग द श्लोकास नाउ 16 श्लोका फर्स्ट चैप्टर विदुर उवाच अत्रेर्ब्रूये सुरश्रेष्ठा स्थिति उत्पत्ति अन्तहेतवः किंचित् चिकीर्षयो जाता एतदाख्याहि मे गुरु Vidura Uvacha, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Vidura Uvacha, Sri Vidura said, Atre Gruhe, in the house of Atri, Surashreshtaha, chief of demigods, Sthiti, maintenance, Utpatti, creation, Anta, destruction, Hetavaha, causes, Kinchit, something, Chikirshavaha, desiring to do, Jataha, appeared, Etat, the, Akhyati, tell me, to me, Guru, my dear spiritual master. Translation wise. After hearing this, Vidura inquired from Maitreya, my dear master, how it is that the three deities of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are the creator of maintainer and destroyer of whole creation, became the offspring of wife of Atri Muni. Purport. The inquisitiveness of Vidura was quite fitting, for he understood that when a super soul, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, all appeared through the person of Anushiva, the wife of Atrimuni, there must have been some great purpose. Otherwise, why should they be appeared in such a way? Go to next shloka. Just a minute. 17 श्लोका मैत्रेय उवाच ब्रह्मणा चोदिताः सृष्ट्वा अत्रिर्ब्रह्मविदं वरः सह पत्न्यायता वृक्षं कुलाद्रिं तपसि स्थितः. Maitreya Uvacha, Sri Maitreya said, Brahmana by the Lord Brahma, what Jodhitaha being inspired, Srishtav for creation, Atri, Brahma Vidam of the person learned in the spiritual knowledge, Varaha the chief, Saha with Pratnya wife, Yayav wind, Ruksham the mountain named Ruksham, Kula Adrem great mountain, Tapasi for austerity, Sthiti remained. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Maitreya said, when the Lord Brahma ordered the Atri Muni to create generation after marrying Anusuya, Atri Muni and his wife went to perform severe study in the valley of mountain known as Ruksha. 18th Shloka. Tasmin prasunastapakaha palashoka kanane varbi sravadbir udgushte nirvindayaya samantataha. Tasmin in that Prashunastabaka, bunches of flowers. Palaksha, Palasha trees. Ashoka tree. Kanane, in the forest garden. Varbihi, by the waters. Sravadbihi, flowing. Udgushta, in the sound. Nirvindaya, of the river Nirvindya. Samantataha, everywhere. Translation by Silver. In that mountain valley flowers a river. Oh, in that mountain valley flows the river named Nirvindya. On the bank of river, there are many Ashoka trees and other plants full of Palasha flowers. And there is always sweet sound of water flowing from water. The husband and wife reach that beautiful place. 19 shloka. Pranayamena samstamya manovarsha shatam munihi atishtadekapadena nirvindo nilabhojanaha. What meaning? Pranayamena, by the practice of breathing exercise. Samyamya, controlling. Manaha, mind. Varsha satam, 100 years. Munihi, the great sage. Atishta, remain there. Ekapadena, standing on one. Nirdvandvaha, without duality. Anila, bhojanaha, eating. Translation. There are great states concentrated in his mind, the yogic breathing exercise, and thereby controlling all the attachment. He remained standing on the leg only, eating nothing but air, and stood there for on one leg for 100 years. 20 shloka. Sharantam prapaddeham yayeva jagadisharaha prajatmatma samam mayham prayachat vitihi chintayan. He was thinking, may the Lord of Universe, of whom I have taken shelter, kindly be pleased to offer me a son exactly like him. Sharanam, taking shelter, tam unto him. Prapadde, surrender, aham, I. Ya, one who, eva certainly, Jagadishwara, master of universe. Prajam, son, Atma samam, like himself. Mayam unto me. Prayachatu, let him eat. Thus, chintaya, thinking. Purport by Silapa. It appears that great sage Atri Muni had no specific idea of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, he must have been conversant with the Vedic information that there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead who is the creator of the universe, from whom everything emanated, who maintains this created manifestation and in whom the entire manifestation is conserved after dissolution. Yatotod imami bhutani. The Vedic mantra gives the information of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Atri Muni concentrated his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even without knowing his name, just to beg from him a child exactly on his novel. This kind of devotional service in which knowledge of God's name is lacking is also described in the Bhagavad Gita, where the Lord says that four kinds of men with backgrounds of pious activities came to him, asking for what they need. Atri Muni wanted a son exactly like the Lord, and therefore he is not supposed to have been pure devotee because he had a desire to be fulfilled, and that desire was material. Although he wanted the son exactly like Supreme Personality of Godhead, this desire was material because he did not want Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, but only the child exactly like him. If he has desired the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his child, he would have been completely free of material desires because he would have wanted the Supreme Absolute Truth. But because he wanted similar child, his desire was material. Thus, Atri Muni cannot be counted among the pure devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. नमो विश्वपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जय पताका स्वामिनिति नामने नमो आचार्य पदाय निताय कृपापदाय गौर कथा दामोदाय नगरग्रामकारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने नामस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there are 5 slokas we read. So basically, here this chapter is basically explaining the genealogical orders of Atri Muni. Atri Muni was one of the Saptarshi, 7 rishis at the start of the creation, which Brahma created. So if you know last some canto, I mean this canto and some chapters, we are discussing the creation process. And this is the last some chapters, and in this chapter also, the process of creation is being described. And this is a query by Maitreya to Vidura to Maitreya Muni. And he is explaining, and this has been narrated by in the Bhagavatam by Shukadeva Goswami. So that's a conversation. And in this, so last chapters we saw the Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni also was Rishi. And he was, he married to Devavati. Who was, the Devavati was the daughter of Swayambha Manu. Swayambha Manu is many Manus. There are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma, daytime of Brahma. 14 Manus. So one Manu period is called Manvantara. So after each Manu, there is slight gap. There nothing exists in the sense, only material creation is there, but no civilization exists. And then again, Manu creates the further. So in one day of Brahma, 14 Manus. So Brahma actually is a secondary creator. Lord Vishnu is the primary creator. That we have seen. 3 Vishnus, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, who enters into each atom, each universe. Mahavishnu is the overall cause of creation. From the force of his body, lot of universe, many universes come. But he creates Brahma, and Brahma is a secondary creator, who in turn creates the this universe. This universe Brahma creates with the help of rishis, demigods, Manus, Prajapatis, and like that. So as a part of, so we are discussing in Bhagavatam now is the start of creation. The creation is being done. So we have seen the Kardama Muni marriage to daughter of Swayambha Munu. Swayambha Munu, that is Devavati, Lord Kapila, and 9 sisters of Lord Kapila. So that is one channel. Swayambha Munu had 3 daughters and 2 sons. So 3 daughters of Swayambha Munu are basically Devavati, Akuti and Prasuti. Devavati marriage to Kardama, we saw that, and Lord Kapila came. Akuti is given to Prajapati Ruchi for marriage, and they born the son of Lord, that is called Lord Yagya, who is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Lord Yagya. And they got one daughter also, sort of Dakshina. She is also incarnation of, not incarnation, consort of Lakshmi. So Lord Yagya and Dakshina, they marriage together, and they creates many further progeny, sons, 12 sons, and then creation continues. This is one channel. Prosati was given to Daksha, and then further comes there some progeny. We are not discussing all that, but basically three daughters of Swayambhu. And there are two sons of Swayambhu, Priyavarta and Uttanpada. They have further progeny. We will not get into that details. So this is the Swayambhu Manu is the first Manvantara. Swayambhu Manu is the first Manu of this creation. And in the creation means actually Brahma lives for 100 years. So out of that 100 years of Brahma's day, not our 100 years. So Brahma's day, you can imagine how Brahma day is. So Brahma's one day means 12 hours of day consists of 14 manus. 14 manus, each manu, and okay, so and then one manu will have 74 cycles of yugas. Yugas. Means Chatur Yugas. Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, like that. One Yuga cycle 24. And that is Manu. Okay, that is one Manu. And like that, 14 Manus in the days of Brahma. And then night. And like that, 100 years Brahma lives. And then creation is destroyed after Brahma dies. And one more Brahma comes later. So it's all, and it continues. This is a material creation for a given universe. There are hundreds of universes. Every universe has Brahma and all these cycles, and every planet has something going on. We are at Earth, so you can imagine how insignificant we are. Nevertheless, this chapter describes Atri Rishi. Atri is one of the 7 rishis. What are those 7 rishis? Marichi, of course, Atri is there. Marichi, Angiras, Pulaha, Kratu, Pulastya, Vashishta. And then after that, Gotra, then all that. There are many, it's very complicated thing. But anyway, it starts. So Atri was one of the rishi for whom Brahma ordered to create a progeny, create a further progeny, means continue his generation. So Atri ordered to, Atri married to Anusaya. And as ordered by Lord Brahma, they went to basically, it's mentioned here, I'll just read that. Severe austerity in the valley of mountain known as Riksha. So they went into mountain known as Riksha, and there is a description of that. In that mountain valley, close a river named Nirvindya. On the bank of river, there are many Ashoka trees and other plants full of Palasa flowers. Palasa means, Ashoka tree, but Palasa, Palasa means Palas, we call it in Palas or Palas. That is that orange and saffron color flower which you have seen, which you see here also in many places. That blossom mainly in summer or in spring, and it's very beautiful flower. So anyway, there's a beautiful description is given here. That is a river named Nirvindya, and on the bank of river there are many Ashoka trees. So these are the conditions which are very, very nice condition, cooperative condition for doing the tapasya. And this was the earlier days people used to do tapasya, or even their day-to-day life also was very calm and quiet. They were always in full, in association with nature. And that is naturally suiting for tapasya. Tapasya means basically yoga. Okay, means you have to sit in the posture and focus on the Lord or some impersonal thing. But Mayavadis focus on that, but devotees, yogis also, they focus on Lord, or they are trying to realize the Paramatma, who is Lord Himself present in our heart. So this is very important. If you see nowadays, it's very difficult to get this calm and quiet place. Wherever you go, first of all, there are no forest left. And even though some forests are there, people are moving there. Okay. And it's very difficult condition nowadays, pathetic. So because we have almost encroached the nature, there is hardly, of course, there are rivers, but water is contaminated. Of course, they are all holy rivers, at least in India. And we should not think water is contaminated or river is contaminated. They are all there. It's Lord's creation. So as such, it is transcendent. We pollute that externally, and that's a problem for us. But otherwise, rivers are transcendental, and we should always take a path in river. That's a different point. But point here is basically it's very difficult to get that pure atmosphere now, which is conjugal for austerity. Anyway, austerity is not recommended, which here in this Bhagavatam chapter we are saying left and right, all the rishis, munis, they are doing austerity. Now here it is mentioned, Achyuta Shiva standing on his leg for 100 years. And Anusha was her wife. She was also helping him and she was standing there. She was helping him in that tapasya. See the austerity levels of the people, like how how controlled will be their mind. Can we sit for one day? Forget one day, 1 hour at least at one place, very calm and quiet, focusing on the something, and focusing on the Lord specifically. We cannot. Okay, because our minds are disturbed. We are in Kali Yuga. So Sumandamanda Vatayo, like we are less intelligent, we are disturbed, we are unfortunate soul, and there is a lot of external disturbances. So we will not be able to do this sort of tapasya. So that is why in Vedic scriptures and Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and many Purana, the chanting of Lord is recommended, because with this we can chant the name of Lord easily, because we are in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to do these sort of austerities or even Jnana Yoga. It's not possible to do all this. It becomes Herculean task for us. But there is a way out, and that's the chanting. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kelam, Kalau, Kalau, Kalau Nasti, Kalau Nasti, Kalau Nasti, Gatiram. So for us, chanting of Lord is everything. Of course, we are reading Bhagavatam here, and the stories are being defined. Stories are being given by various munis. They are explaining for a benefit of us that how tapasya is done. Doesn't matter, any type of tapasya is good. But especially in Kali Yuga, chanting is the best tapasya. Chanting is the best way to attain the Lord. So now, in this context, Atri was ordered by Lord Brahma, and he went to, before producing the child, before creating any progeny, generating any progeny, there was always tapasya. In Kali Yuga, majority of the people, because there is no knowledge left, because lack of knowledge, we don't do any Garbhadan Samskara, and we don't any tapasya. We means devotees are at least doing tapasya in the form of chanting. And hence it is expected that if we are following the chanting process, sadhana bhakti perfectly, our children also will be devotees. But in general, now that is lost. Nobody follows this, and people are just producing the children like animals produce the children. And that's why there is a Varna Sankara. Varna Sankara means we produce the children who are coming from demonic mentality. And people don't follow Shastras. And people have physical relations only for sake of child. Or rather, I will say, they will have physical relation and just to enjoy the sex pleasure, but children are anyway produced as a matter of biological fact. And that goes on, which is very problematic because Varna Sankara population is the population which is coming without any proper scriptural directions. And it is just coming out of passion for bodily attractions, sexual pleasure. And that generation also becomes demonic and world become hell. And we have been seeing this. I mean, we have been seeing this throughout the Bhagavatam chapters and all that. This sort of phase is coming because Kali Yuga is like that. But nevertheless, we should not get discouraged. We have got a chanting, we have got sadhana bhakti given by Srila Prabhupada, and we should try to follow as much as possible. That is also equally potent to the tapasya. In fact, it is more potent. For tapasya, like Atri Muni did, there is a lot of qualification required, a lot of mental and physical strength required, but we don't have that strength. Still, we can achieve same benefit or even the higher benefit. What is the higher benefit? Higher benefit means basically, you know, attaining the Lord's devotion. So Prabhupada explains the importance. Of course, Prabhupada explains further Atri Muni. Prabhupada mentioned in this last look, Atri Muni is not really perfect devotee. Why? Because Atri Muni wanted son like Lord. He did not wanted Lord as a son. He wanted son like Lord. Anyway, but it was fulfilled later by Lord. His desire was fulfilled. Lord is so much. But Prabhupada explained that we should not have desire other than, we should not have material desire. Of course, Lord will fulfill our material desires anyway. But we should try to be having least material desires and go to Lord with a proper, pure devotional attitude. So Prabhupada explains, Atri Muni approached Lord from the category of four four people who approaches Lord, who are not in a pure approach, in a contaminated approach. Pure approach to Lord, approaching Lord in pure way, devotional service. Means no material desires, just try to serve the Lord and enjoy the Lord's pastimes and do anything, whatever you do for Lord. That is pure. But Lord says, not that everybody will come to Him in this purity. There will be people who will contaminate with material desire. They come and Lord say, I help them and I give them whatever they want. But eventually they will be made devotees, converted to devotee if they want. So Atri Muni was one of those category where he wanted some material position. Artha means I want something. So that is why there are then some devotees come because they want something. Some devotees like money and all. Some devotees are disturbed. They are in sorrow or distress. They approach Lord and Lord makes them come out of that distress. Some people approach Lord by just inquisitively. Oh, what is that? Who is Lord? Where is this Krishna? And some people approach Lord with little bit more knowledge that yes, they are much more better. Almost like yogis or jnanis and all that. They approach Lord with a lot of knowledge. They acquire knowledge and understand what is happening around us. So anyway, so Prabhupada explained Atri Muni was in this one of the category where material desires prevail, but still Lord. And it is further explained that the first loka out of these five says that Maitreya wanted to understand, the Vidura wanted to understand what is so curious. So what is, you are very curious, why the Lord himself came in the form of three sons, one of the son of these three sons from the Atri Rishi and Anusayas. One of the son of the Atri Rishi was Dattatreya, Lord Dattatreya himself. Okay, Dattatreya is a sort of incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself came. Okay, and then there are other also um, came. Durvas Muni and there was one. Okay. So these three sons appear in the by the Atri Rishi and Anusha after their austerity. And then further it continues. We will not get into detail, but there is a further lineage given. So basically, Swayambhu Manu is the Manu, just a minute. And in this chapter, basically, Swayambhu Manu's daughters, as we discuss, Prasuti, Akuti, and Devavati. And their further lineage, genealogical lineage is explained. So, of course, here Atri Rishi came, and then further you will find the thing connected. But generally, this is how it is. Okay. So, there are basically just to summarize what we discussed, because it's with lot of information is floating around here. Okay. So, Swayambhu Manu was the first Manu. So there are 14 Manus. Now, I'll just explain little bit more on those Manus also. You need to know. So basically, it starts with Swayambhu Manu. We are in the seventh Manu. That is called Vaivasvata Manu. We currently. So basically, it's a Brahma day is going on. So we are on 7, means it exactly at the mid of this Brahma's day. We are in the mid, and later on, creation will be hibernated rather, I will say. It will not destroyed, but it will be hibernated after 14 months. We are in 7th month. And first Manu is Swayambhu Manu, for which we are discussing the Bhagavatam. And this is being described by Parikshit Maharaj, by Shukadev Goswami, original. And then this was heard by Shukadev Goswami, who was explaining, and Vyasadeva is compiling, because Vyasadeva is present throughout all this. And of course, there is a conversation between Maitreya Muni and Vidura. That is in the same context, and that is being referred here. So we are in 7th Manu, but then there are up to 14. Last Manu, Indra Savarni Manvantara, Indra Savarni Manu. And afterward, it will be hibernated, means all the Manus will be destroyed, all the whole material creation will be hibernated. Night of the Brahma starts, where everything is silent. And then again, creation starts. Temporary case, that's the secondary creation. Secondary destruction, secondary creation. It's not fully destruction, it's partial destruction. Hibernation. So there are, two destruction. One is a permanent destruction, means material world keep getting destroyed and recreated. But then there is a secondary destruction in the destruction also happens, where its things are hibernated in the Brahma's night. And when Brahma dies after 100 years, it's completely destructed. And then again, Brahma comes and universe starts. And then at a gross level, there's a material destruction also, where everything goes back to Mahavishnu, and again it comes. It's very detailed, informative topic. We need to, and it's very, we have to memorize it properly. We are not able to memorize, but we have to make effort to memorize, because these are all related to Lord's pastimes. We should not say, oh, this is what is a dry subject. Sometimes we feel, Manus are coming, Brahma is coming, material creation is there. But it is equally potent, equally pleasing to us. It should be like our Lord's other pastime, lifting our Govardhan wheel, Lord's, other leelas of Lord in the Mahabharata, Govardhani Leela, other leelas, leelas with gopis, whatever it may be. it's equally potent, equally pleasing, and we should take very much, devotionally, with a devotion, we should read this. It's very interesting because we should understand creation, how Lord is creating this creation, how Lord is creating this creation, and we should get absorbed into that because Lord is transcendental, His creation is transcendental. Now, most importantly, why this creation is happening? Because we have got curiosity. Human being, we are we are we are better than animal. Animal doesn't have curiosity beyond except ahara by nidra maitu. They don't have further curiosity. They are not curious. They are just sticking to ahara bhaya nidra maitu. But human being has got this curiosity, analytical ability beyond this core, ahara by nidra maitu. You go on to go. That's why you will find a lot of scientists are having satellites and this, that, and they are trying to go to moon and uh, planets and planets, moons, and they are trying to go to sun. This mission, that mission, NASA, ISRO. And why they are trying to go there? It is not there. They are trying to go there finding the life. They say, oh, is there any alien? They call it alien. Oh, is there any alien? Is there any source of water? Water means water and methane. Once there is a water and methane, they feel there is a life exists. Of course, they are, Prabhupada has said this simply. They should not think like this. Oh, just because when they see the presence of water, then only life exists. If that is the way they are controlling, Prabhupada said they are wrong. Every planet, every star, everywhere there is a life. We may not be able to observe that life because our bodies are not suitable. On this planet itself, we are not able to see many things. Are we able to see the bacteria by naked eyes? Currently, it is there around us. We are not able to see. There are many things which we are not able to see. So space is there. Oh, space is wide. It's not wide. There are many things there. Okay. So this is the creation. No? We are not able to see everything. We are not able to hear everything. We are not able to taste realistically whatever is there. There it may be different. Because we have got a limited bandwidth, our bandwidth of the senses is limited. We can use that word bandwidth. Bandwidth of the senses are limited, and we are not able to perceive many things around us grossly, subtly, both. Can you see your mind? Nobody takes this. We are able to feel. So sometimes we are able to feel, but we are not able to see. Sometimes we are not able to see, we are not able to feel, but it exists, which we don't know. Like that. So our senses are limited, but Prabhupada said you should not, that is not a method. Gross scientific material science based method will not help you to understand the whole universe, mystery of universe. Is there any life? You will not be able to see. Even though you go to moon, the person may be standing in front of you, will not be able to see because our senses are not, our eyes are not that in that not bandwidth, but they are there. It will be there. Will not. And nowadays there are birds also. They say, oh, there is a life below the surface of many planets, and there is a discussion on that. And they say at the north crater of the moon, there is a lot of ice already there. And if you go to Saturn, if you go to Jupiter, they are all just simple metal planets of one, what you call Milky Way, our Milky Way. There are billions, trillions of Milky Ways. And in one Milky Way, there are trillions of planets. Trillions of Milky Ways, nebula, there are trillions of planets. And each planet, we have got civilization, which we can't see everywhere. If you go, you don't have access to even Africa easily. It's not easy. You have to go there, see, and many things you're not able to see what exists. So many things are there. 84 lakhs human species are, 84 lakhs living entities are there, which is filled with this material nature. So basically, our methodology will not work. Our senses are limited, but it exists. So what we have to understand, so it's so vast, material creation is happening perennially, but we should understand from the authorities. The point here is, we know we will not be able to perceive everything, we will not be able to see everything, touch everything, feel everything, sense everything, but we know it exists by the Shastra, and we should have faith in that. And then once your senses get further developed, may not be in this body, next body, you get better senses. You may be able to see many things. The most importantly, why we should even take material body? That's the whole point here. We should not take, we should get in spiritual body where you can see everything. You can understand your past life also. You can understand future also. You are free from bodily constraints. That is our destination. And there you'll be able to see everything which is for it, spiritual world. So our approach should be, we should understand all this science through the Shabda Praman, through the authoritative knowledge. We should always understand through the authority of scriptures. Bhagavatam says there is a civilization, other planets, people are visiting from this planet to that planet, we should believe them. We should not say, I have not seen any person. We may not see, but it's there. And people are seeing. There is a lot of evidence of aliens being seen. But of course, there is a lot of stories behind it. Some are fake, sometimes correct, and people don't believe also, even though you tell. So it's all there because our gaining of this knowledge method is wrong. We should have better method, which is your Shabda Pranam. We should go by that. That's all Bhagavatam. Okay, so Atri Muni and Anusaya, they had a son, Dattatreya. You know Dattatreya, you would have seen that picture of Dattatreya. Who later on he gave a lot of further philosophy and he liberated many souls and Vedas also he contributed. That's the Dattatreya. He is Lord Vishnu himself. I think Brahma became the what? But Shiva became the Durvasa and Brahma became one of the things. And Daksha, and it went on. Okay, so this is a process of creation described, and Atri Rishi was one of the Rishi. He further continued process of creation to Anusaya, and it further continued. Like that, Swayambhu Manu's daughters, 3 daughters, and how they expanded their thing was explained. But Atri Muni came in between, the reference came in between. But then somewhere down the line, he will get connected because there are Saptarshis also, there are Manus also, there are Prajapatis also, there are demigods also. All are creating some progeny, are all taking part in the creation further, all in all different ways. For example, Swayambhu Manu was Manu. Manu means Manav, man, Manav, human being. So he was first Manu, means Manav. And there was the first woman also. Okay. There was the first woman. He married. Manu and that woman. They further created the progeny. That first name was Satrupa. Satrupa was the first woman. Swayambhu Manu is the first man. When this creation started of this day of Brahma, this is how it is. And then they further created 3 daughters, 2 sons. Then there are other Manus. They will continue in one after another. Then there Atri Rishi, one of the Saptarshi, he created universe. Demigods created something. There is goes on. It's all very complex. But anyway, it is going. This is a way we have to understand. And going further, it will be further explained how these 3 daughters of Swayambhu Manu kept on generating further progeny, and then how it is expanding. So we are also coming from the Manu. Okay, like that. Okay. So Manu Samhita means the code of conduct for human civilization on the earthly planets. Okay, so this is all. So it's that is how it is. So I think we discussed most of the points. I'm just checking if anything left, but I think that is there. So summary is I have done basically. So Swayambhu Manu is the first Manu, and he had 3 daughters, and the further chronological order of how they appeared is will be discussed in these further chapters. Like that, and every Manu will be discussed, and Manus, and various Lord incarnations keep coming in between. For example, Lord Yagya came with Swayambhu Manu's second daughter. That is, Prasuti. Prasuti name, Akuti. She was given to Ruchi. Okay, like that. So anyway, we will conclude here. So any comments, questions from devotees, they can ask or discuss, and then we can close the session. But I think this is more of a informative, not much philosophy in those. But Prabhupada explains that he said even Atri Rishi, even though so exalted, is not devotee, only 100% devotee. But Prabhupada said we should become devotee, we should not have material desire. So that's the standard Prabhupada has set for us. Okay, we are not himself, Prabhupada is not calling us a pure devotee because he had material desire. So Prabhupada expects us to become pure devotee, means what sort of expectations are there? We should understand and try to cope that. But anyway, that's a good point Prabhupada made, where, focus, he's alerting us that because Bhagavatam, Vedas are filled with a lot of karma kandas. Bhagavatam doesn't contain karma kanda, but it refers sometimes karma kanda. And it says that, oh, this karma kanda is not really advisable for you. You should be into pure devotion. Material desires need not worry, they will get fulfilled anyway. Lord will. That's it. But anyway, that's a whole summary. So any questions, comments from the devotee, then we can listen. Otherwise,
Yeah, yeah,
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
you mentioned about that Atri Rishi. This based on my understanding, near Chitrakoot, this Anusaya ashram is there.
Yes, yes,
Means
it's there.
it exists actually.
Yeah, in North India it is there. Yes.
Yes, yes. In Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And then from there they went to South India also. That is also mentioned somewhere. I was reading little bit more on that. That's correct, but Prabhu.
Yeah. So Rama journey is there, na Ayodhya,
Yes,
then Chitrakoot. So it is on the same
yes,
thing
yes. And
actually.
Rama, Sita, Lakshmana met Atri Rishi and Anusaya.
Correct, correct. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. That's there.
So,
Correct,
so
correct.
that just I wanted to just share
Yeah,
my
yeah.
observation. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very question. But nevertheless, point remains, we should also try to, as far as possible, try to get into nature's, contact wherever it's possible and do
Yeah,
some
yeah.
good chanting there. Of course, it is not a requirement, it's not much. Prabhupada has given our formula in such a way that you can stay in very much in the mid of the city where everything is so congested. Still you can do, and that's what our temples are in mid of the city where all are congested, whole thing. But still, but that's not the point. It doesn't matter where we are. But as far as possible, we can try to do some these things also and try to develop that good contact with nature and do the proper peace. We try to live the life in the mode of goodness as far as possible. Even
Correct.
though it is not possible, chanting will take us to good mode of goodness, even though we are outside is completely full of ignorance. But we can, chanting has got power. But we should from our side also try to improve the situation and try to follow, because it's Lord's creation. We should not exploit the creation. We should not destroy the creation. We should always try to improve the thing. That is the best way. So anyway, our goal is to chanting and attend the Lord's lotus feet. Whatever comes, whatever is whatever is complementary, we should add up. Whatever is not complementary, we should not add up. Suppose you are going to some nature's this thing and like, and then you are not chanting there, then that is useless then, because that's not the criteria. And it is better to be in city and chant. But if you feel, oh, my whole devotional life will be more flourished by living in such a peaceful atmosphere, then we should do that as far as possible. If not possible, continue, no problem, chanting and all our works. Sadhana bhakti, be in association of devotees. That's the most important thing. And then let's go ahead. So,
Sure, sure.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. So, any question, comments? Otherwise, we can wind up the session for today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I think if there are no comments or questions, we'll conclude the session. Thanks for your time, all devotees, and let's meet again the next Thursday. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.